Carlota. Buenos dias, Dallas. How are we? Okay, I'm going to share a screen with you all first, just to kind of warm up. Let's see. Here it is. Okay, all right. So while we wait for anyone else who's going to join us, good morning, Carlota. Good morning, Christopher. Good morning, Lay. Okay, you guys, give me a thumbs up if you all can see my screen this morning. Christopher, how are you today? Christopher, are you a sophomore? No. Are you in 10th grade? 11th? Yes. So are you going on this field trip thing? Did you fill out the form today? Yes. All right. Just cool. I'm just checking. Good. I want you to do that. Okay. So which item is the odd one out, you guys? La sala de estar, which is like the family room, like the informal space, or la sala, like the more formal living room, right? Living room versus den, I guess. El jardín, el garaje, la piscina, swimming pool, la cocina, el baño, el dormitorio, el comedor, or el auditorio. What do y'all think? Good, Elizabeth. Good, Carlota. Pop your answer in the chat, you guys. What do you think is the odd one out? Which one doesn't belong? Muy bien, Heaven. Which one doesn't belong? Muy bien, Priscilla. Anyone else? Sí, Arshas, muy bien. Charlie, Lay, buenos días. Haley. Very good. Anyone else? Akari, which one doesn't belong here? James, Carolina, I need to hear from you people. Pikachu, what do you say? Okay, good, Christopher. Anyone else have a thought? Okay, well, 99% of you said el auditorio. Okay. Why did you choose that? Why did y'all choose that? Why did y'all choose el auditorio? You can unmute, feel free. Yes, muy bien, Carlota. Good, muy bien, Elizabeth. Muy bien, Heaven. Because el auditorio, they're telling me, is like not likely to be a room in a house, right? Unless you're a bajillionaire, you might have one. But all the other things can be found in a house, right? Okay. Muy bien, muy bien. El auditorio, the auditorium. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. All right, Haley, can you remind me of something? Who does, because it's been a long time for me, I don't remember. I knew all the first generation Pokemon and the second generation Pokemon, but I cannot remember right this second. Who does Pikachu evolve into? Anybody? Who does Pikachu evolve into? How come I can't remember who does Pikachu evolve into? Anybody? Help me out.
Raichu.
Who is it?
Raichu.
Raichu. That's right. That's right. That's right. Hang on one second. Okay. Gracias, Carlota. Raichu. That's correct. And what was the next? What was then the next evolution after Raichu? It wasn't Charizard, huh?
I
No,
think that was the last one.
Raichu is the last one. Okay. I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting on my Pokemon. Okay. Bueno, so what are we doing today? Over here, clase. Hoy es lunes el 9 febrero. Oh, Mega Raichu. Really? Okay. Well, then who was Charizard start out as? Who does Charizard? Oh, Charmander. That's correct. That's correct. Charmander. Thank you for that. Okay. Empecemos el nuevo vocabulario de las tareas domésticas. So, what are we talking about? Well, we're still talking about house stuff. So, if you haven't done your interactive slides with the rooms, I'm just reminding you we need to do that. We also practice the verb to have, tener. Tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tienen. And you had a practice activity for that one. So again, just a reminder. Today, unfortunately, whenever we have a house, unless we are wealthy enough to have like somebody come and clean every day, we always have chores to do around the house, right? Most of us have chores to do. So our next set of vocabulary is about chores. Now, it's not as simple as it sounds, okay, guys? And this is what I mean. We're going to graduate to another level. This next level is absolutely huge. It never goes away. It's another foundational piece of Spanish. And we're going to spend some time on it. We have to learn the pattern. Again, that new pattern is going to follow us for the rest of the year, next year, and all of the above. Okay? So we want to really make sure that we're paying attention today. If you are a note-taking person, like if you have a notebook on your own or sticky notes or whatever you use, and you want to jot some things down today, I would encourage it because you really are going to move up, okay, on difficulty level or whatever you want to call it, okay, graduating, okay? All right, so give me a thumbs up if you're ready to rock and roll. Move on to the next thing. I need you all to meet me in Canvas. Okay. And we are in desafío número 3, and our goal, you guys, is to be able to express typical actions done at home. So we're talking about chores. Tareas, chores are like work. Domésticas, right? Domestic work. So chores, things that we do, domestic meaning things that we do around the house. Okay. So what I'd like you to do is click on your guided notes because these are a little different and I want to show them to you. Haley, are you with me? Okay. All right. So when you all get here, make sure you click on annotation and they should open up. Okay. So what you're going to see, you guys, is basically an image. And you can use Cami or just the text box tool in Canvas. I'm going to pull the slides up like we usually do. Notice there aren't that very many of them. You're just going to open up a text box and type in what each of these means. Okay. Because it's not only about what they mean, but what do we do with it? What do we do with the words? And this is what I mean about graduating. So Dallas, I know that you turned this in already, but you really need to pay attention today because it's not about just the vocab. It's about what to do with the vocab. We're going to kick it up a notch. Okay. Okay. Bueno. Nikki, are you ready? Stacy, Carlota, Carolina, and Charlie, and Akari. Christopher, I need you to join us. Guided notes 2.3. It should be like the very last thing in unit 2. James. And again, if you're a note-taking person, today would be a really good day, okay, for that. So the first thing we're going to do is we'll figure out what these mean, and then we got to figure out how to use them in a sentence. Because if we think about it, you guys, doing a chore is an action, right? Okay. I'm not sure, Dallas, because I've been in classes all morning, so I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look. Okay. Question. How many of you can raise your hand or send me an emoji. How many of you have a responsibility at home? It can be walking the dog, feeding the dog, cleaning the litter box, making your bed, cleaning your room. Is there a chore, una tarea doméstica, that you are required to do at home? Give me an emoji or give me a hand, raise your hand. See? Okay. Arshas doesn't like to do that. I know none of us really do, right? Anybody else? Okay. And so we know, you guys, that let's think about it again in English for a minute. You know, when we say, well, I have to take out the trash, right? Well, taking, right, is an action. I take, you take, but he takes, yeah, out the trash. Some of us sweep the floor, okay, or vacuum or something like that. Well, let's just say sweep the floor, right? I sweep the floor, you sweep the floor, she sweeps the floor. These are verbs, right? These are physical actions. And so we have to figure out how they work so that we can say, I take out the trash, I sweep the floor. Okay. All right. Or when we get mad at like our little brother or sister, he doesn't take out the trash, or she doesn't clean her room, or, you know, whatever, right? We can point the finger at them, right? Get them in trouble. Okay. So first of all, let's figure out what they mean. So if you give me a second, I'll pull up my scenario here and we can fill in the words. And then, like I said, we're going to figure out what they mean. Okay. Or how to use them, rather. Okay. So if you're not sure, you can remember tareas domésticas. You can add that to the list. Just to open a text box. Okay. Las tareas domésticas are your chores. Washing the dishes, sweeping the floor, cutting the grass, whatever. Anybody cut the grass? Any of you guys cut the grass? Is that part of your responsibility for anybody? No? See, no. James, do you cut the grass at home? No? For money? So it's part of your allowance. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Or like an allowance. I get it. All right, muy bien. Here we go, clase. Limpiar el baño. So we know baño, or we should know. So limpiar, to clean, right? So open a text box. Next to limpiar el baño, you're going to type in what it means, right? Limpiar el baño, to clean the bathroom. To clean, limpiar. Because, you know, we can clean anything. We can clean the windows, right? Limpiar las ventanas. We can clean the floor. Limpiar el suelo. Okay, we can clean our car. Limpiar el coche. So we can clean anything, right? In this example, we're cleaning the bathroom. Limpiar, to clean. All right, our next one, you guys, ordenar. Ordenar la casa. To straighten up, to like organize. Okay. my question to you, is this word a cognate? What do you say? Sí or no? And if you say yes, what's it a cognate for? If it means to straighten up the house, to organize the house, ordenar, is that a cognate? What do y'all say? Sí or no? Akari, what do you say? Do you think it's a cognate? See? So what would it be a cognate for, Carlota? In English, what do you think the English equivalent would be? Okay, Heaven, muy bien. What would it be in English? What's it look like in English, you guys? Yes, yes, muy bien, perfect, Arshas. To put things in order. Doesn't it look like order? To put things in order, right? So if we put things in order, we're straightening up, we're organizing, we're putting things in order, right? So essentially, you guys, putting the house in order, ordenar la casa. Obviously, we can organize anything. Our books, our a room, the garage, our car, we can organize, we can straighten up anything, our files on our computer, right? Anything can be ordenar, right? To put things in order. Okay. Lavar los platos. We're washing dishes. Lavar los platos. Obviously, we can wash anything. We can wash our hair. We can wash the car. We can wash whatever. We can wash the dog, right? Lavar. Okay, this is a funny thing. To vacuum. It's this whole big old thing. Pasar la aspiradora. Pasar la aspiradora, to vacuum. Okay. Pasar, what do you think? Is pasar look like a cognate to you? Clase, what's it look like or sound like in English? Pasar. Dallas, what do you think? Yes, to pass, right? To pass, like, to pass through, to pass over, to yeah, because if you think about what do we do, what's the action that we do with the vacuum? We're like doing like this, right? So we're passing it over this carpet, right? Okay. And then what does aspiradora mean? Does it look like, is there a word you can think about? Think about science or health class. Does it look like a word we might know in English? Anybody know this word? It's a hard one. Have you ever heard the word aspirate? If we aspirate something, what are we doing? What did we do? It's not a good thing, by the way, if we aspirate. Yes, very good. So aspiration, right? Like Elizabeth is saying, absolutely, Elizabeth, means that has something to do with our airway. Yeah, like breathing. If I take a sip of my water, you guys, and it, and I start choking on it, because it goes down, we say it goes down the wrong pipe, right? If I start choking on it, I have aspirated the water. Okay. You with me? I'm like, okay, it's blocking my airway. I sucked it down the wrong pipe. So literally what we're saying to vacuum, you guys, is to pass the machine that sucks up. I mean, that's the big old long thing to vacuum. You have to put it all together to pass the machine that sucks up, right? Because like if I'm choking, I've sucked it up into the wrong channel. Instead of going down my esophagus, right? It's gone elsewhere. Okay. Not a good thing. Right. Okay. Barrer el suelo, or barrer in general, to sweep. To sweep. So again, these are all actions, and we have to be able to use them in a sentence. Who is sweeping? Who is dusting? Who is vacuuming, right? Our next one, sacudir los muebles. So we know muebles is furniture. Sacudir, to to dust off, to like, sacudir los muebles. So barrer y sacudir, to sweep and to dust. Now, if I'm going too fast, you guys need to stop me or let me know, and I'll go back to whatever you need. No big deal. Okay. Sacar has tons of different meaning. Tons of different meaning. In this case, we're going to say it's to take out the trash. Okay. Sacar la basura is trash. La basura, trash. Okay. Sacar, to take out or to take away. Okay. The trash, la basura. To take the doggy potty, to take the doggy. Yes, Melanie, give me 1 second. To take the dog for a walk, pasear. Al perro. So perro we know is dog. To walk, pasear al perro. Okay, Melanie, I'll go back one, no problem. Okay, sacar la basura, take out the trash. Pasear, to walk around, right? To take the dog for a walk. Okay, I'm going to go back one because I've been asked to try to go back one, and I will go back one, and then we'll just move forward. Okay. Okay, this slide. This is the slide you needed. Okay. To dust the furniture, sacudir. When we have completed the definitions here, you guys, do not submit. Okay, don't submit them. You can submit them at the end of the hour. We're going to use them. Okay. All right. Cortar is to cut. You can cut your hair. You can cut all kinds of things, right? Cut a piece of string, whatever, to cut. In this case, el césped, the lawn, to cut the lawn. Cortar, to cut anything, paper, whatever. El césped, the lawn. Prender la luz. La luz is the light. Prender, to turn on the light. Cortar el césped, prender la luz. Okay, if we turn on the light, right, then we have to turn it off as well. So apagar, to turn off the light. Apagar. And then we know that ventana is window. To open is abrir. Abrir, to open. And that can be anything. We can open the door. We can open a discussion. We can open a book, right? We can open anything. Abrir. Apagar la luz. Abrir la ventana. Almost done. Okay, do we have everything, you guys? Do we have all of those? Does anybody need me to go back? I'll be happy to go back. Okay. Keep that open, like I said, you guys, and we're going to practice with those a little bit. And then I need to start graduating us on to bigger and better things. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. Sorry, I'm thinking about many things. Okay, give me 1 second. Make sure that you guys can see your guided notes. Don't put them away because we're going to use them here. Okay. All right. So let's practice with those just a little. You guys like Mr. Bean? Do you know Mr. Bean? Senor Bean? No sé. Sí, a mí me gusta, Senor Bean. Beans. Okay. So yes. So what you're going to need to do is make sure that you have a way to look at your tab and make sure you have a way to look at the screen. There's not very many questions here. Okay. The point of this, you guys, is again to sort of connect the action that Mr. Bean is doing with the activity, with the vocabulary. Okay. All right, here we go. Make sure y'all can hear. He doesn't talk, but make sure y'all can hear. Can y'all hear that? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear. Yes. Okay. One. Okay. So just a couple of key words, you guys. Ropa is clothing, and hace is the verb to do or to make. Okay. Some of the words here you won't know, but you can figure them out the answer with process of elimination and using obviously the image on the screen in your notes. Okay. So no sweat. Don't worry about it.
Of course. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. ¿Qué tarea de la casa hace Mr. Bean? So what domestic chore, what chore is Mr. Bean doing? Limpia el baño, limpia el suelo, o limpia la cocina? A, B, or C? Pop your answer in the chat. A, B, or C? I want to hear from everyone. What's his chore? ¿Qué tarea de la casa hace Mr. Bean? Melanie, Dallas, Akari, Lay, Charlie, A, B, or C? Carolina, Christopher, A, B, or C? Christopher? Muy bien, Christopher. What do you say? James? All right, you guys are telling me A. Muy bien. Señor Bean, limpia el baño. That's what you're telling me. He's cleaning the toilet. Yeah, he's cleaning the bathroom. Anyway. Okay, muy bien, clase. Okay. ¿Qué tarea de la casa hace señor Bean aquí? Lava la ropa, the clothing, corta el césped, or ordenar el dormitorio, A, B, or C. Christopher, I didn't hear from you last time. Oh, I did. How about now? A, B, or C. Arshas, ¿qué piensas? Dallas, Elizabeth, muy bien. Stacy, A, B, or C. Señor Bean lava la ropa, corta el césped o ordenar el dormitorio. ¿Qué hace el señor Bean? Nikki, did you answer this one? You did. Muy bien. Okay. So, Heaven. Ropa is clothing, right? So, Señor Bean lava la ropa. He's trying to wash the clothes. Wash the clothes. Cortar el césped is to cut the lawn, the grass. Ordenar el dormitorio is to straighten up the bedroom, right? But he's trying to shove all that clothes and the toy, el juguete, into the washer. Okay. Okay, what's he doing? ¿Qué tarea de la casa hace, señor Bean? Cortar el césped, pasear el perro o tender la ropa. Remember, ropa is clothing. A, B, or C? Muy bien, Carlota. Muy bien, Arshas. Muy bien, Heaven. Sí, Nikki, muy bien. So he's putting out the clothes, right? Sí. Muy bien, Dallas. Putting out the clothes. Tender la ropa to dry. Okay. ¿Qué tarea doméstica hace señor Bean? Lavar los platos, sacudir el armario o ordenar el garaje. A, B, or C. Muy bien, Carlota. A, B, or C. ¿Qué tarea hace? Muy bien, Elizabeth. Heaven, muy bien, Dallas. Muy bien. Arshas, muy bien. Christopher, ¿qué dices? Nikki, muy bien. Carolina, how about you? Stacy, Charlie, Melanie. Anybody else? Haley. Muy bien. Sí. Señor Bean, right? Sacudir el armario. He is dusting. Sí, dusting the closet. Okay, muy bien. Teddy. Okay. Mr. Bean, señor Bean. Muy bien, Carlota. A, B, or C. Pasa la aspiradora, limpia el refrigerador o limpia el baño. Poor Teddy, huh? Teddy el juguete, the little toy. See? Anyone else? A, B, or C? Muy bien, Elizabeth. Melanie? Nikki? Muy bien. Carolina? James? Aslan? Sí. Señor Bean pasa la aspiradora, right? Muy bien, muy bien. He's vacuuming.
Teddy.
Okay, one more. Okay, what's he doing now? Clase, ¿qué tarea domésticas no hizo? Which one didn't he do? Pasear el perro, lavar el coche, lavar la ropa, o limpiar el baño. So which ones, because it's plural, tareas domésticas, did he not do? Pasear al perro, lavar el coche, lavar la ropa, o limpiar el baño. Which ones did he not do? Muy bien, Elizabeth. Muy bien, Arches. Muy bien, Carlota. Which ones did he not do? Christopher, Carolina, Haley, James? Which ones did he not do? Dallas? Heaven? Muy bien. Well, let's see. Pasear al perro. Did he walk the dog, clase? He did not. Lavar el coche. Who can tell me what is a coche? ¿Qué es un coche? ¿Qué es un coche, clase? ¿Qué quiere decir coche? What's a coche? Who remembers? Christopher? Un coche tiene un coche en el garaje. En el garaje, clase? In the garage? What do we keep in the garage? A car. So, lavar el coche. He did not wash the car. Lavar la ropa. He did wash. See? He did wash the clothes. Limpiar el baño. Yeah, he took poor Teddy his toy, right? Su juguete to clean el baño. So he did do that. Muy bien. Good job, you guys. All right. Bueno, muy bien. All right. Let me switch my screens up. Keep your vocab list handy. We're not done. You need to keep that open all hour today. Okay. All right. The last thing that I want us to kind of practice with is answering a couple of questions. I'll just do a few of these today. If I can get it pulled up here. Okay. All right. Okay, thank you, Dallas. Okay, so let's take a look at this. And we talked about this last week real quickly. So we practiced that verb tener, to have, you guys. If you want to add this to your notes, I would recommend it. We also talked about I, there is or there are. And we practiced those, right? When we first started our lesson, like the rooms in the house and the furniture, what was in each room, and we did that together. Okay, the difference here is, you guys, that if we take that and we add this word que, then it changes the meaning. Okay, and it sort of starts to mean like must, like something that you have to do, right? We're talking about obligation, something that we have to do. Okay, so if I say yo tengo que, for example, barrer, right? I must sweep. Okay. Tú tienes que lavar. You must, right? Wash. Tú tienes que lavar la ropa. You must wash the clothes. Él tiene que limpiar el carro, right? Or el coche. He must clean the car or whatever. Okay. So once again, you guys, we have our form of tener, to have, right? And then if we add this, it's like that we have to, and then whatever it is that we have to do. Okay. This is what we say when it's a person, like I have to, you have to, we have to, they have to, etc. Like it's specific person. Okay. Possessive, like, right? But if we're talking about like a general obligation without talking about who's doing it, so like we should be kind to one another, like we all have to, graduate from high school, or whatever. Like when we're talking about general something, then we're going to use I que. Okay, same thing, still means that you have to do something. Okay, so hay que pasar la aspiradora, right? So let's put it in a sentence. Let's say, si una casa tiene un alfombre, right? If the house has a carpet, hay que pasar la aspiradora. One must, right, vacuum. If the house has a carpet, one must, meaning people in general, vacuum. Okay, so if we take tener, meaning to have, or we take that I, there is or there are, and we add this que, then all of a sudden what we're doing is we're expressing something that must be done. We're expressing an obligation. Okay, so let's look at that real quickly. Let me erase my scribblies. Okay. So, ¿qué tienes que hacer? So, what must you do? ¿Qué tienes que hacer? What must you do? ¿Y cuándo? When? Right? So, our when, you guys, take a look at these. Once again, this will be in your module, right? But for now, siempre, todos los días, a veces, or nunca, never. So let's just do a couple of these today, okay? Let's just do limpiar el baño, right? Cleaning the bathroom. So I would say Arshas, right? ¿Qué tienes que hacer? What do you have to do, Arshas? ¿Qué tienes que hacer? Now remember, I'm using tener, so I'm talking about a specific person, okay? Not in generally speaking. Arshas, ¿qué tienes que hacer? She can say to me, tengo que, because she's answering for herself, right? I have to, tengo que limpiar el baño. Okay, everybody see what we're doing? Give me a thumbs up, sí o no? See? Okay. Bueno, and you're going to unmute for this, and you're going to put your answers in the chat or whatever, okay? Because I might call on you, so make sure that you put your answers in the chat as well. All right, here we go. Let's see. Carlota, I'm going to start with you. Okay. ¿Qué tienes que hacer? Carlota, you can pick one. You can say, yo siempre tengo que limpiar el baño, like I always have to, or tengo que limpiar el baño siempre, or whatever. Stick one of these onto the end of your sentence. So, Carlota, you pick one. ¿Qué tienes que hacer? Use your vocab list if you still have it open. Perfect. Can you unmute and read us your sentence? That's perfect.
Tengo que barrer el suelo todos los días.
Muy bien. Clase, she said, tengo que barrer el suelo. So what is it that Carlota always has to do, you guys? What is it that she always has to do? Nikki, what'd she say? Tengo que barrer el suelo. What is it that she always has to do? Muy bien, Heaven. She always has to sweep the floor. Muy bien. Muy bien. Okay. All right. ¿Qué tienes que hacer? ¿Qué tienes que hacer? Dallas. Dallas, ¿qué tienes que hacer? What do you have to do? And you guys can put an answer in the chat. Just pick one. Pop it in the chat so you can get some practice. Dallas, ¿qué tienes que hacer? What do you have to do, Dallas? It's up on the screen. Can you see my screen? ¿Qué tienes que hacer? What do you have to do? You guys want to pop an answer in the chat? ¿Qué tienes que hacer? Quick ones. Sí, en español. Stacy, muy bien. Okay, Heaven, don't forget the word K. Very good. Okay, Heaven, you want to unmute? Read us your sentence. You gotta stick this word in there so that it means must, right? Sí, muy bien. Heaven, don't forget your word que. Yeah. So we would say tengo que, right? And then whatever it is that we need to do. Tengo que, because the word tengo just means I have. So I can have a dog, I can have a car, I can have a house, I can have a cold, I can have anything, right? But because we want to say that I must do something, we have to add the word que in there. It changes the meaning. Okay. Heaven, you want to read us your sentence? Unmute, read us your sentence. Tengo que what?
Tengo que lavar los platos a veces.
There you go. Muy bien. Tengo que lavar los platos a veces, right? I have to, tengo que, wash the dishes sometimes. Tengo que lavar los platos a veces. Muy bien. All right. One more, you guys. So I'm going to ask all of you, and I'm going to ask all of you to put a sentence in the chat. ¿Qué tienes que hacer? So follow the model that we have up here. Right here. Follow this model. ¿Qué tienes que hacer? What do you have to do around the house? I'm talking about domestic chores. Pop it in the chat. Dallas, ¿qué tienes que hacer? Pop something in the chat. Okay. Pasar, Carlota. Muy bien, pasar. Muy bien, Arshis. ¿Qué tienes que hacer? What do you have to do? Christopher, Melanie, Stacy, ¿qué tienes que hacer? Ahorita tienes que contestar, right? Right now you need to respond. Tienes que contestar, okay? ¿Qué tienes que hacer? A tu casa. What do you have to do at your house? Okay, Haley? Yes. And so that means I'm doing it right now, right? What we're trying to practice is the idea that I have to do them. Tengo que, right? Tengo que. Very good. Very good, you guys. Okay. Muy bien. Elizabeth, can you unmute and read us your sentence real loud, please?
Tengo que limpar el baño.
Like the letter K. Tengo que.
Tengo que limpar el baño a veces.
Perfect. Tengo que limpiar el baño a veces, right? Sometimes I have to, tengo que clean the bathroom. Okay. Muy bien. All right. Muy bien, Nikki. Muy bien. Okay. Let me go back one more slide. If I can find my mouse. Where be the mouse? There it is. Okay. Yes, Nikki. Okay. So once again, take a look at my screen. This is huge, you guys. It's never going to go away. You're going to see it again. If you want to say that you have to do something, you are going to conjugate the verb tener. Tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, or tienen. But you have to add que. Okay. The word que is what changes the meaning. I have to, you have to, he has to, we have to, they have to. If we're talking about in general, like everybody has to, person has to, one has to, okay. Person has to vacuum if you have carpeting, right? That's like a general statement. Hay que pasar la aspiradora si tienes una alfombra, if you have a carpet. Okay. All right. The word que changes the meaning. It's super important. All right, you guys. Okay. One last thing that we're going to work on. I'll give you a little brain break while I'm pulling my next screen up. And that is, I should probably give you guys a choice, but I think I'm just going to do this. Give me a second. Yeah, you guys are going to get a long brain break because it's not opening for me. Let's see if I can get it to open. Fooey, fooey. You guys. It's not going to happen there. Let's try another thing here. I always find these sort of randomy things, right? And then I'm not always sure if they're going to open. Okay. All right. Fingers crossed, you guys, that this is going to happen. Fingers crossed. No. No. No, 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 no. You guys, I had a Jeopardy game for us. That's what I'm trying to open. Okay, that's all right. We'll do something else here. I'll have to figure that out for Wednesday. All right. Okay. I'll have to figure out the Jeopardy game, and it better work because it took me forever to make, by the way. Okay. Teacher frustration, right? Okay, try this link, Plan B. Click on that link in the chat. All right, Arshas is there. Come on, Christopher, join us. Dallas, Priscilla, Haley, Heaven, good job. James, Nikki, Stacy, Melanie. Come on, you guys, click on the link, por favor. All right, you are going to see a quick game. Right? So give those a practice. You can change your template, pick what you like, you guys. That's the goal, right? You can pick you can spin the wheel, you can open a box, you can do whatever you like. Okay, another minute or two. Again, you guys can pick your game. Christopher, give it a try. Dallas, Priscilla, good job, Charlie. Haley. I'm gonna take roll while y'all are doing that. I keep getting kicked out of Infinite Campus. There it is. I can take roll. Maybe. Good job, Arshis. Christopher, join us. Dallas. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and close out of that. Por favor. Because we're getting ready to graduate for the last minutes of class. We're going to graduate. This is super important. Go ahead and back out of your game. Go ahead and close that tab. Okay. Priscilla, you can close that tab. Stacy, Melanie. Okay. All right. So before we go any further, in terms of, like I've been telling you guys, we're going to go up to the next level of Spanish, right? And some of you maybe already know something about this, right? But we need to understand, this is just to try to put some things in context, okay? So we know that there are verbs are actions. And in this case, the words that we're looking at are actions, like things that we do around the house, right? But we can't just take the word limpiar, right, and use it as in the sentence. We cannot say yo limpiar, for example, okay? So just like we did with ser, like yo soy, tú eres, usted es, etc., there are different forms, okay? And up to this point, we did tener and estar and ser, and those are like irregular. They don't follow a normal pattern, like the whole spelling changes, right? What we're going to do is we're going to graduate up to, correct, we're going to graduate up to the regular verbs. Like we've already done some of those irregulars, tener, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to look at some regular verbs, okay? So let's try to understand how they work, because we have to know how they work in order to use them. So let's just take a look. In Spanish, you guys, real quickly, because I know we're running out of time today. In Spanish, we have 3 kinds of verbs, okay? And you're going to hear me ask you a million times, what kind of verb is this? What kind of verb is this? What kind of verb is this? Because it matters, right? So we have 3 main groups: AR verbs, ER verbs, and IR verbs. And so each group is going to have a different set of endings that we have to use. So we need to be able to identify them so that we know which endings to use, okay? So if it's an AR verb, what makes something an AR verb? So by looking at the list right here, you guys, what's your answer? Just go ahead and unmute because we're running out of time. Why do you think these are called AR verbs?
They end in AR.
They end in AR, obvious. And these are called ER verbs, and these are called IR verbs because they end in those with that ending, okay? And like I said, that's going to make a difference in terms of how we use them in a sentence. So real quick before, again, we only have about 4 minutes, take a look at this screen. We are initially, you guys, we are going to focus on this first set initially, this AR verb. And you're going to hear me refer to these as regular AR verbs, because we've seen estar. Estar is not regular because we got like estoy, right? So we've seen irregular AR verbs. So now we're going to look at AR verbs. So our regular AR verbs, you guys, are O, ASA, almost, and on. These are the endings that we are going to have to use. Now, my last question of the day is this. If these are AR verb endings, and these are ER verb endings, and these are IR verb endings, what do we notice? What is the pattern or patterns that jump out at us? Unmute or pop it in the chat. What is the pattern or patterns that you see amongst these 3 kinds of verbs in their endings that we can sort of observe? What do y'all see? Okay, muy bien, Elizabeth. Woo! So our yo form, we can go across the board. Every yo form is going to end in O. Very good. Okay, what else can we notice? Yes, heaven. Heaven, muy bien. So what heaven is saying is, you guys take a look. If it's a regular AR verb, they're all going to start with this letter A. Are y'all with me here? This is huge because this is going to make your life so much easier. If it's an ER verb, then what happens? That A becomes what? An E, because it's an ER verb. Y'all see this? Yes? And if it's an IR verb, look what happens. Who can tell me? What happens here between ER and IR verbs? Real quick, it's our trick question of the day before we sign off. What happens between ER and I? Yes, heaven, good job. Anybody else? What happens between ER and IR verbs? Are they different? Are they the same? What's the same? What? Very good, Carlota. Anybody else? Good, Elizabeth. Yes, Arshas, muy bien. So between ER and IR verbs, they're exactly the same, you guys, except for the nosotros form, right? That IR verb then becomes imos, or hemos and imos, right? Yes? So they're not hard at all. Absolutely not hard at all. Okay. And so Wednesday, when we come back together, and remember to check your schedule for the week. Wednesday, when we come back together, we are going to practice this. And I'm going to try to get that Jeopardy game to work as well. Okay. So that's it. That's what I got for today. You guys did a great job. I appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Nos vemos miércoles, right? See you on Wednesday. Don't forget to submit your guided notes for today. All right, you guys? Adios. Have a great day. Have a great day. Submit your notes. Adios. Gracias.
Adios.
Adios.